Howdy all, welcome on into Goose Talks Wrestling. I just wanted to do like a quick little short video this week. Just one, struggling for time, and two, I wanted to play this game as much as I could, so I had to push this back a couple of days. But yes, I'm reviewing WWE 2K24. I pre-ordered the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition. It's like the top tier one. $108 is very expensive, but you do get access to all the DLCs that are coming out this year. So if this is a game that you're going to be playing a lot, that you're going to be focusing on, I would say that it's definitely worth your while. You do save money on getting all the DLCs. Uh, yeah, look, if you don't think you're going to be playing this for for the entire year or even for maybe 6 or 7 months, I wouldn't recommend getting this edition. Maybe the deluxe edition or just a standard edition. Then if you're still playing when these DLCs come out and you really want them, buy them. At least you have the option. You don't feel as though you have to play it. I wanted to get the top tier I could to be able to fully review this game in terms of, if it's worth money, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be a short video / podcast. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I just wanted to, just release this before it goes to general release tomorrow here in Australia, Friday the 8th. I think around lunchtime, it's when it launches. So it launched for pre-orders for the deluxe and 40 Years of WrestleMania edition on Tuesday, Australian time. So I pre-installed it, had a quick update, and I played it Tuesday afternoon after work. Tried to play as many of the different modes as I could. I focused on my GM mode because I feel as though a lot of people and a lot of content creators, that's the mode they focus on. Just great for content, and it's quite entertaining and challenging as well, and it gives you control. Everyone loves that. And then my universe is obviously very similar, where you get complete control in sandbox. You're not having to go up against CP. You're not having to meet any demands or anything like that. You literally get to do what you want. You get to crown your champions. You pick who wins, vice versa. That can get boring after a while, but if there's one wrestler that you want, like an LA Knight, to have a 2-year run with a title, then you do that. You can play the games. You can simulate them. Sorry, play the matches, simulate them, whatever you want to do. I'll start with my GM mode because that's the mode I focus on the most. Look, it's the best iteration we've got since they brought it back a few years ago in 2K. Still, it feels as though it's missing something. We're still a bit too limited compared to, the 08 WWE game, SmackDown versus Raw featuring ECW. The amount of hours I put into that game alone, and it mainly being my GM mode, it felt as though you had like complete and utter control. You were still having to meet demands, you were meeting goals, you were doing all those challenges, but now it still feel as though you're limited. Like, I could be wrong here. I'd attempted it multiple times. Maybe there's only certain parts and times / events you can do it, but you still can't do a triple threat or a fatal 4-way championship match. You're still limited with championships. You've got your mid card now. You've got your women's, you've got your men's, and you've got your tag team. So a lot more championship opportunities compared to when they first brought it back, when you were so limited. You do have more options with matches now too. They've added obviously casket match, ambulance match, special guest referee. They are available in my GM. I feel as though we're still limited with gimmick matches and what we can do with them and crown champions and stuff like that. It is fun. They've brought in, ECW, WCW, NXT, NXT 2.0, SmackDown, Raw. They're your options. I think you can even create your own custom show as well. So that's cool. And there's multiple different people you can be. Sonya Deville, Adam Pearce. Obviously, this is before Nick Aldis joined, because obviously this game was in development like when he joined the SmackDown brand. So unfortunately, he's not an option. Maybe down the track they'll add him, but I'm not sure. If you're literally buying this game just for my GM mode, like you only see yourself focusing on that, then just buy the standard edition. Don't buy the deluxe edition. Obviously, it's no point pre-ordering now because it's less than 24 hours until it drops. But in terms of the editions and stuff, pay I think the 120 for the standard, or be able to get a cheaper physical copy if you get your hands on a physical copy these days. So yeah, I would even suggest maybe if you're willing to wait for it to come on sale. If you're focusing on solely my GM mode, but hey, it's your money. You do what you want to do. In terms of that, the universe mode, there's no real difference with that other than the wrestlers and stuff you use that gets updated every year. It's, it's full sandbox. It's fully up to you what you do. There's really no changes. You can pick what days your show's on. You can add shows. Like I added ECW, and you can have as many champions as you want. You can do like any match you want. In Universe mode, you can crown champions in any type of match, in a gauntlet match, in an elimination chamber, whatever, battle royal, whatever you want to do. You're not limited in that sense. So if you don't want limitations, then Universe mode is for you. But like I said, it does get a bit boring after a while because it's just the same thing over and over. It's just you. It's kind of a bit too much freedom. It sounds silly. But then on the other hand, you have My GM, where it's kind of like, it still feels limited what you can do. And I really wish, the only thing that I wish it borrowed or took from My Universe was you pick who wins matches, or you even have the opportunity to know there's the cards, but you can either do that very so often when they become available and there's only one person you pick for the entire match card. Because I feel like I'm pretty sure you could do that at least in 07 or maybe or 08. If you're booking the show, if you're running the show, we all know wrestling/WWE is scripted. So you should be able to pick who wins matches. Like if I want a Bobby Lashley or a LA Knight to be my main guy, I can pick them to continue to win and win the championship. But then it's up to me to make sure that it's exciting enough, good matches, good rivalries. If they're my main guy or main person, then that's the challenge. Not so much, I want LA Knight to go on a wicked run, wins a title. Next week, I'll put him in a title match to get good viewership and he loses it up. I don't know. And I know that kind of adds a bit of mystique and stuff to it, but it should be an option. It should be like with Universe mode. You can either pick which wrestler you want or random. Like you don't care who wins. And I will do that a lot. It's just when it comes to when I'm picking my main person for my main brand, if I have a Bayley and a Bobby Lashley, they're my two focal points of my show. Like they're the main people. I want to be able to control how long they have their reigns for and to keep it exciting and entertaining for viewership. And they could have done that where, LA Knight's championship run is getting a bit stale. Old rivalries aren't good matches. You're not matching up, the fighter and bruiser to each other or, specialist to whoever. But it is what it is. It's fun. My GM, I'll probably continue to play that mode before I start career mode. Career mode's the one I haven't. And I know it's pretty silly I'm doing a review without playing career mode, but I feel as though in a few weeks that's something that I'll solely focus on as the full review because I'll play both modes from start to finish and I'll review both. And then that way I'm reviewing something that's complete. So that's the one mode I haven't played. My faction haven't delved too much into. When it comes to WWE games, that's not really a thing that I focus on. Like, it's kind of like your Ultimate Team and your My Team and things like that. It's funny because I have played those modes on like FIFA and Madden and NBA and stuff in the past, but wrestling not so much because I'm focused on the other modes. But when it comes to the game itself, like the graphics are great as usual. Some of the models aren't great. Like Randy Orton for some reason looks like he's a 55-year-old smoker. Like it just looks like shit. But wrestlers like Cody Rhodes, Bobby Lashley, they all look great. They look like them. Like you'll be able to show these models to any fan, and they'll instantly tell you what wrestler it is. The overall graphics are great. The gameplay is good. I know some people have already come across glitches, especially in the ambulance match. That seems to be the one where there's a lot of glitches, but I haven't come across one. I've played multiple casket matches, multiple ambulance matches, Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble. I haven't come across any yet. Not saying that there isn't any at all, because there obviously it is, but I think it honestly depends on the person and what happens in the match. Obviously, there's certain little things that might kick off a glitch, and maybe I just haven't done that, which is good for me. Not great for people that have experienced it. The addition of a casket match is really fun. I've been wanting that in the game for a very, very, very long time. Hopefully, we can get a Buried Alive match. Hopefully, that's not too non-PG. And they bring it in maybe in a DLC or even a future game. I just want it in a game. The more options you have, especially in terms of match types, that's where you're going to get a lot of fans come back to the game or keep buying the game. And a lot of people are happy that they brought in the special guest referee. Again, that's been probably the match type that's been most requested every year since they've been doing 2K WWE games. And quite a few people online from Twitter and Instagram and stuff that literally only buying this game because they want to play a special guest referee. For some reason, it's not my cup of tea. I was more really excited for the casket match. And the ambulance match is really fun. I don't know if we've ever actually got that in a match, or definitely not a 2K game, sorry, not a match game. So that was really cool. You have your variety, you have your gauntlet matches, your gauntlet eliminator matches, you have your normal battle royals, your Royal Rumbles. You can create custom matches, you can do custom tournaments. You have Elimination Chamber is really fun. The Elimination Chamber in this game looks really great. I think it's the best it's ever looked, just in terms of design and playability, and like you can climb it, and it's really, really fun. In terms of match types, it's your usual with a few added on, like Extreme Rules, no holds bar, which are essentially the same game, same match, sorry. In terms of the actual wrestling, I mean, this is different. If you want a more arcadey wrestling game, then AEW's for you, and that's a really fun game. Like I'd really wish I focused on AEW a bit more. And when it comes to the game, I thought it was really fun. It was actually the first game I bought for my PS5 end of August last year. Was with I got a Spider-Man special edition PS5, and the game itself didn't come out until later, so I thought, I better get a couple of games. And the only physical copy of a game I got was AEW. That was literally the first game I owned on PS5, and then I got Until Dawn and a couple of other older games that I've been wanting to play on PlayStation, because I never owned a PlayStation before. That was my brother's thing. I was Nintendo, and then Xbox, and then PC. Now I've got everything. I'm really lucky. So if you want a real arcadey game that's really goofy and funny, and you get to play like a Stampede match, which is just pure fucking chaos, AEW is probably the more of a route that you should take. WWE obviously is leaning into realism. It's it's a simulator. It's a simulation game. It's meant to simulate real life. And I mean, I love those types of games. I love both. I mean, I'm an arcade guy and a realism guy. So not everyone's like that. Some people prefer one or the other, and that's fine. If you're a more arcadey person and you're contemplating getting this, then I wouldn't recommend it. If you're into the full arcadey, over the top type game, then I would recommend getting AEW. If you don't like AEW, you don't like the product or whatever, then there's other fighting games that are probably up your alley. If you're 50-50 on this, then I always say, if you're 50-50 with a game, just wait until a sale, or wait until you see more reviews, or you play a mate's version of it, because games are different than movies. With a movie, you can rent it digital for $6, or you can watch it on streaming, and it's only going to cost you an hour and a half, 2 hours of your time. With gaming, it's like, especially nowadays, they're leaning more towards digital because they know that you have to pay full price. You can't go to Big W or your Walmart to get it cheaper. So you're paying $120 for a standard edition of this game for digital. That's a lot of money to spend, and it's not like you can sell it on to someone to make money from it, because obviously you're never going to get full price for video games. You can never sell at full price for obvious reasons. But if you're 50-50 and you're not too sure, then I would always suggest just wait, because the economy that we're in with the cost of living and stuff, everyone's spending their money sparingly and smartly, which is great. But we all need our things to an outlet outside of work and family life and all that type of stuff. And gaming is that for a lot of people like me. Gaming, sport, and movies, that's my outlet. So I, spend more money on that than I would on alcohol and all that. But that's other people's outlet. Everyone's got different ways of spending their time for an outlet away from life in general. But even if you want a wrestling game and you don't even have the money at all, then get 2K23. That's cheaper now because they always get cheaper once a new version of it comes out. And 2K23 is a great game. It's got pretty much the same roster, maybe except a few people, but that's really fun. It's good. It'd be cheaper now. Get a cheaper version of it. You should be able to get a digital copy of it, really, because digital was still more around this time last year when it was released than it is now, unfortunately. But I don't want to do on it too much. I just wanted a quick review on what I think. If you loved 2K, if you loved 2K23, like you loved it, get 2K24. It's as they should be. It upgrades in every aspect. It hasn't downgraded, but in saying that, they haven't taken heaps of risks, which isn't always a bad thing. I feel as though, like, you just make things better without drastically overdoing it. Like, you're just chipping away, like, okay, this time we're doing this. Okay, it's better, cool. Oh, shit, we fucked this up. we'll fix it. Or, you know what, it's not broken, let's not fix it. And that's what they've done here. Few models are upgraded. Graphics are great. The actual gameplay is really good. It's, again, not that different. I think the submission and the pinfalls are better than what they were a few years ago. I think it's a lot easier, but still challenging at the same time. I think they haven't perfected it, but I think they've got it at a good place where it is now. Yeah, look, that's probably where I'll end it. If you have the money, or even Afterpay, if you can Afterpay a physical copy, do that. If you haven't got the money, or if you're 50-50, hold off. Get 2K23 or get AEW. If you just want a wrestling game, like you just want to play a wrestling game, AEW will probably be cheaper as well. They're still up, so they're different in the sense that they're not going to probably be releasing a new game every year like WWE with 2K. They've released this last year. They're still upgrading, adding DLCs, they're adding new match types, blah, blah, blah. We probably won't get a new AEW game until end of next year, maybe in the following year. That's just how they're doing it. Just like, you know, like your Warzones and your Fortnite. They're just updating, adding new things and changing things to the base game they've already got. Whereas WWE with 2K, they've got their base and they build from it and they re-release it every year but add things to it. So, yeah, I'll leave it there. So that's end of review for 2K24. I just thought I would also just touch on some AEW news. If you don't want spoilers for today's Dynamite, then just turn this video / podcast off because I'll end with this. But if you don't want it spoiled, then end it here. Thanks for listening. So Kazuchika Okada, I hope I pronounced that properly. He has officially debuted in AEW. We heard the rumors probably around about the Royal Rumble. Finally spit it out. Royal Rumble time that his contract was expiring, and he was getting approached by WWE and AEW. I didn't think WWE would pay the amount that AEW does. I mean, AEW probably overpays a lot of people, but that's just sometimes what you have to do. It's the same with any sport or anything like that. Sometimes you have to. He fits AEW more. Feel as though he would, just fit in a bit like Will Ospreay. A lot of people hoping he went to WWE. I mean, I can see him eventually going to WWE, but as opposed to maybe like an MJF, I think he fits both AEW and WWE, and I think he will definitely be in WWE, even if it's 5-10 years from now. MJF will be in WWE. Okada, I wasn't sure when we're going to get him in AEW, but he's debuted. He's turned heel. Interesting, because one thing AEW is lacking at the moment is a big baby face. With Kenny Omega out, they've got mainly heels as their top guys. So, you know, Samoa Joe, Hangman Page is now a heel. The Young Bucks are heels. Christian Cage is a heel. Then you have tweeners like Swerve, but that's kind of like he's a babyface because of the crowd. Like he got over the crowd and they're cheering him. In terms of actually like creative, I think they were leaning more towards the heel, but he's kind of a tweener at the moment. So he's a babyface with the fans, but he's still a kind of heel when it comes to production. So I thought Okada was going to become like the babyface of the company, but now that looks like they're probably going to lean towards Will Ospreay. But it looks like he's starting a feud with Bryan Danielson, which would be fucking awesome. So yeah, that's AEW news. We're obviously going to get Sasha Banks very soon. I'm sorry. If people think that WWE are waiting to reveal Sasha Banks to help Bayley against Damage Control, it's not happening. She's signing with AEW. It's too many signs that are telling us she's signing with that, or have signed with AEW. Apparently she's been signed with AEW for months. They've just been waiting to reveal her for the right moment. And I think right now is good. Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm kind of had their feud, so I think you push Sasha Banks straight in with a feud with Toni Storm. I mean, she's one of the biggest names. She's obviously demanding a big price check, so paycheck, I mean. But yeah, thanks. Kind of like a last minute throwing together video. Hopefully I don't look too shit. But thanks for watching / listening. This is available on YouTube as a video, obviously. It's also available as a podcast across Spotify, Amazon Music, and Audible. I am currently working on things to get added to all the other platforms. Some have a lot more hoops to go through than others. But yeah, thanks for the support. Follow Goose Talks Wrestling on social media. YouTube still won't let me post links in my bio, even though I've done their little thing that makes sure I am who I am, but it's an identity thing. So I can't post any links, but I do have all my links account. So if you just search Goose Talks Wrestling on all my links, it'll come up. But I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, all under Goose Talks Wrestling. I'm also on X, so be sure you jump over there for Goose Talks Wrestling. But yeah, thanks for watching. I apologize. It's a last minute thrown together video. It's just a 20-minute short video. I just wanted to stop by, let people know my thoughts on the new game, if you should buy it or shouldn't buy it. I think I maybe bought the wrong version, but I wanted to, so I had all my bases covered for a review. $180 for a game is a lot of money when I'm not getting anything physical back, like a special edition item or anything. But you get what you pay for. All my DLCs will be unlocked. So for those I'll be playing this for a month or two, jump to another game. Then when a DLC drops, I'll jump back on, blah, 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 then vice versa throughout the year. But anyway, guys, this has been Goose Talks Wrestling. And next time, let's hopefully get that 3 count. I'll catch you later.